name is Bernard Manners. It is changed from Bernard Murowitz. I was born in the Bronx in New York on what was then Bathgate Avenue. It was a market area. And
what was your birth date?
pardon?
Your birth date?
Birth date is 5/19/23. When I was 16,
Okay.
I hitchhiked up to Canada and tried to join the RAF. Only you had to be 17. So I told him I was born in 1922. But I'd gone up with a friend of mine, and I told him, remember, not 23, 22. Famous last words. I said, I'm not 16, I'm 17. He said, look, your friend told us you were born in 1923, not 22. So he called my father, and he told me he must come up there to pick us up. I was lucky my friend was with me because he'd have killed me. Anyhow, he came and he drove us home. Then when we got into the water, actually as soon as I was 18, I enlisted. The first place they sent us to was in Miami, Florida. There was a hotel at that time, but there was a movie going on at that time at the hotel. So our training was we used to run to breakfast, run down to the hotel, watch the making of the movie, run back for lunch, run back to see him photographing in the afternoon, and run home.
Who was in the movie?
I don't remember their name.
Mickey Rooney.
It was two.
Mickey Rooney?
Mickey Rooney. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember who
And those twins.
those two young sisters
And they
were.
were twins.
Did you get to meet Andy Rooney?
No,
How about the twin sisters?
no. And they pulled me out, and they told me that they're sending me to to pilot training.
So what was tell me about the B-17. What was the significance of this plane?
The reason they got the name Flying Fortress, when that plane was introduced, and there were reporters there, this one reporter looked at it because it had guns in the nose, guns in the tail, guns on top, guns on bottom, guns on the sides. And this one reporter looked at it, he says, my God, it's a Flying Fortress. That's where it got the name, the Flying Fortress.
At what point did they ship you overseas?
After, when I went to Dyersburg, I met my crew. And from there they sent us to England.
You went
And
by England by boat.
yes, the planes were delivered by other people, primarily women pilots.
Your first mission, you were sent to Berlin. And do you recall that mission?
I remember that we were heading like I'm heading towards you. And over there, like where the picture is, the sky was black with smoke. So we talked to each other. We said, boy, I'm glad I'm not going there. The next thing that happened, the whole thing started turning. Before you knew it, there it was right in front of you. And that's where we headed.
And what was that smoke? Was that the smoke from shrapnel?
Yes,
So it was anti-aircraft fire.
yes. That's what it was. Luckily, in our particular group, we lost no planes.
And how many in your group?
How many planes?
Yes.
27.
Now you say you didn't lose any planes ever, or on that day?
No, that day.
We're flying to somewhere in Germany. You completed your bombing run, and then what happened?
On the way back, we were shot down. We lost all 4 engines. I told my crew to bail out but they refused. They said, don't worry, you're going to land. I told them they're crazy, but I had no choice but to stay with the plane. Anyhow, I told our navigator, Charlie Boone, I said, fly us afield. So he found a small fighter base.
So when you got hit and your engines all went off, or you shut them off?
I didn't shut them
They
off.
went off. What was your elevation at that point?
Oh, about 28,000. What we did is we kept in enough of a downward glide to keep us above flying speed.
If you got below it, you'd lose control?
You would, I don't know how you'd lose it, but you'd lose it. Well, we landed luckily at the very beginning of it, and we still ran off the end. And we hit the dirt, the plane did this, and then dropped. And we all sighed a sigh of relief, because it went a little bit, and then stopped. Well, the war ended. We were asked if we wanted to see Auschwitz. Of course we did. Well, they gave us a Jeep. We were driving to Auschwitz, and all of a sudden, we were attacked by a group of Nazi soldiers. The war was over. They attacked us anyhow. Luckily, a bunch of MPs came by at that time and chased them off. So we went with them back to their base, and they gave us guns. On the way back from them to going towards Auschwitz again, this same group thought we still didn't have armament. They started attacking us again. Now my engineer, he had a special hate for them, and they had attacked and killed his brother when the war started. So with him, as soon as this group attacked us, he machine gunned them. And that made him feel 1,000,000% better.
Was he Jewish?
No. We got to Auschwitz, we went in and we saw the camp. They showed us the ovens, which still had men in them and women. And the reason they didn't take them out was Eisenhower. He said to leave the bodies in them, and that everybody in the area should be brought by, so they can't say they never saw anything.
Interesting.
One man, a mayor from the close town, and his wife went home and committed suicide.
The people that you went with that were not Jewish, what was their, did you discuss what they saw?
Oh yeah,
What did they feel?
they were horrified. They had hated the Germans before, now they hated them even more.